great-great-grandmother, Mrs. Koiki. Please a round of applause for Mrs. Koiki. I want all of us to please be on our feet while she gets here with a wonderful applause. She deserves even more. She deserves even more.
Thank you very much. Please take your seat. Thank you so much. Right, Dr. Shoyambo, my dear sister, she has set a standard that cannot be beaten. So don't expect me to do that. I'm a grandma, right? So I stand on that pedestal today. So it's good to be here, and it's good to see a hall filled with educationists that are actually longing to learn, and that is what this is about. We need to change the trajectory of inclusion in our schools, and that's what this conference, this summit is about. So distinguished guests, government representatives, school leaders, educators, parents. Are there any parents in here today? Well, that are not teachers, that is. Yeah, no parents. Okay. Oh, okay, great. It's good that you're here. Advocates and friends of inclusion. Good morning. I hope it's not afternoon yet. Good morning. It is a real privilege to stand here today at the first National Inclusion Conference in Nigeria. Please, can you put your hands together, because this is a milestone indeed. It is a milestone. I do so with deep gratitude, but also with a deep sense of hope. Hope that this gathering will not simply be remembered as another conference, but as a turning point, a moment when we all agree that inclusion can no longer remain a conversation for a few passionate people. It must, I emphasize again, become a national commitment. Last year, at the World Inclusion Congress in Almaty, Kazakhstan, I had the opportunity to listen, to learn, and reflect deeply on what inclusion really demands of us. One thought stayed with me long after I returned home. Now, at Greensprings School, one of the hardest things we sometimes have to say to a family is, we do not currently have the capacity to take more students with learning needs. Now, this is not an easy thing to say to any parent. What happens to that child? Where does the family go next? How many doors have they already knocked on? How many times have they had to explain their child's needs and hope that someone would understand? Those are uncomfortable questions, but we must ask them. Because inclusion is not simply about admitting children into schools. It is about creating schools where children are seen, where children are supported, valued, and given a real opportunity to thrive. If neurodiversity and special education needs are increasing, and they are increasing, those needs are increasing, then we must ask ourselves honestly, are our schools ready? Is your school ready? Are our teachers equipped? Are our systems flexible enough to cater to the needs of these children? And can we truly speak of educational excellence if some children are still unable to access quality education? So sorry, I have to keep talking about Greensprings School, because we've been on this journey for over 30 years actually, on the inclusive journey. And why did it start? I won't take the credit. I had a head teacher at the time, way back, Dr. Kuba was her name. You know, she was a psychologist, and she was the one that brought it to my attention that there are children, of course, you can imagine 30-something years ago, there were, those children were not even seen. You don't even see them because parents are were even ashamed to have such children, and so they keep them at home. So she brought it to my attention that, look, we need to do something about these children. And so we started that journey over 35 years ago, I must say. You know, and that if the only thing that will benefit these children at the time was the fact that at least they left their homes, they came to school, and had some interaction with so-called regular children. And on the other side, these children that we call regular children, that are, neurotypical children, also have the opportunity to know that in this world, there are children that are not quite exactly like that. And we learn to develop empathy and all of that, and we support them. So that's really, at that time, was the rudiments. And that helped us. Well, we were able to support quite a number of children. In fact, at that time, well, way down the line now, about 2 years ago, one of the students that we had eventually got a degree in the US. She graduated from university. And of course, the mom sent me all the pictures and all of that. Yes, it took her a long time. She was over 30, but she did it. That's what's important. She did it. She got a university degree and qualified. And so that was a success story. And so, just to let you know that we have been on this journey, and we do not claim to have all the answers. Surely we don't have all the answers. We are still learning. We're still building capacity. We're still making adjustments. But what we have learned is that inclusion is possible when leadership is intentional. Inclusion is possible when leadership is intentional. When teachers are trained, when parents are supported, and when schools are willing to move beyond sympathy. Oh, I'm so sorry you have this kind of child. Oh, whatever. Into action. They need to act. You just don't sympathize with the family that, oh, we're so sorry that you got an autistic child and all of that. You need to act. It begins with a shift in thinking. Instead of asking, can this child fit into our system? We must begin to ask, how can our system better support this child? That shift is not small. It requires courage, investment, training, patience, and of course, partnership. And I'm proud that IFIP is big on that, partnership. But all of these things are necessary. In Nigeria, no single school can carry this work alone. Not even in any part of the world. No single school can do it. We need more inclusive schools, more trained educators, stronger learning support systems, clearer policies, and greater collaboration across the sector. We need the government, with Dr. Shirionko, Mrs. Aguala, government. We need the government, school owners, educators, specialists, parents, and communities working together. Inclusion is not an extra. It is not a favor. It is not charity either. It is about dignity. Every child deserves to belong. Every child deserves an opportunity. Every child deserves to be seen, not only for their challenges, but for their potential. Yes, we actually also have a special needs school. That's not an inclusive school. All children who have needs, we have needs out there, and first house it's called. And we have one of our superstars that's so great on the keyboard. He is a superstar. And now he has graduated and he's back in the school training some other children. Yeah. So that's to say that, they do have talent. And and they can learn. Children with such needs can learn. To the organizers, the IFP, thank you. Thank you so much for believing in this vision and for bringing this important conversation to Nigeria. To every school represented here today, thank you for showing up. Your presence already says something important, that you're willing to listen, you're willing to learn, and to be part of the change that is required. And to every parent here, especially those who have had to fight hard for their children to be understood, we see you, we hear you. Your children matter also. My hope is that this conference will lead to more than good conversations. May it lead to bold decisions, practical partnerships, stronger systems, and schools that are better prepared to welcome every learner. Because in the end, inclusion is not just about education, it is about humanity. Thank you, and welcome to the National Inclusion Conference in Nigeria 2026. Thank you so much.